So here we are revisiting the property we installed about 12 months ago. We faced some challenges with this particular property as it's in, as you can probably tell, a conservation area. So we had to fit an in-roof system on a Welsh slate roof. These GSE systems look absolutely lovely when they're done. So this is a 4 kilowatt array of black panels which suited the planning application that we had to take the customer through step by step to ensure they were allowed to put the system on in the first place. On this system we've got a 4 kilowatt inverter with two 5.8 kilowatt batteries. So nearly 12 kilowatts of battery power ready to supply all the energy required by this house. Let's take a look inside and we can talk more about the heating system. As you can see, it's quite a large property. 7 beds, 7 rooms, kitchens, bathrooms and showers to run off this heat pump. Bit of work going on, so bear with us and the noise. We'll first stop and take a look at the radiator we've mounted here. So for every area in this property, every room, every landing, hallway, bathroom, etc., we need to calculate the heat loss for that room, as well as the entire building, to be able to size the heat pump correctly, as well as a cylinder to provide the hot water. We do that by taking into account the structure of the property, the types and level of insulation, how it was built, when it was built, a number of factors. Window sizes, door openings, the whole lot. By that, we can work out the exact type of radiator, which have now got a nice lukewarm feel to it, as we maintain an average of 20 degrees Celsius throughout the entire property year round. The system's already been in for 12 months, and we've not had any complaints from the client. Actually, we've been invited back to take a look at a solar PV array to fit onto the rear roof, which we'll look at along with our heat pump outside later on. Let's take a look at the living room. So you'll see here now in the living room, again, we've got 2 radiators in this room. We were faced with a number of choices here, fitting one larger heating system or heating radiator on the wall, or 2 smaller ones. And we found that with this particular room, with the vaulted ceiling, which if you look up you can see gives a lovely aspect to this room, so we complemented the design by splitting the radiators into 2, so we haven't got one large unit in the middle, so we can easily fit furniture and space the room out nicely. And again, this room is at a nice warm temperature on the radiator, 20 degrees. And we only switched this heat pump on about 5 or 6 minutes ago, and already these radiators are warming up lovely. And we've got our little stat, you can just see here, is one of the control units we use. And as you can see, I've just ramped the heating up to get us some heat in here, but we're at a nice steady 19 degrees and it's been on about 5 minutes. Absolutely perfect for year-round heat. So earlier on when I said we had to get creative with this particular install, I wasn't joking. Here we have in our neat little shed on the roof, a 300 kilowatt pre-plumb cylinder. This is designed to feed enough hot water to a 7-bed Student HMO placed just directly above me here. To heat that cylinder, we've got a 12 kilowatt twin fan heat pump powered by our solar PV array and battery on the front of the property that we looked at earlier. We originally put this system in the basement, but we found we weren't getting enough water pressure to the top floor. That wasn't good enough for us, or the landlord, or the students, hence the reason we've relocated it here. We've now taken this system through a full winter of heating and hot showers with no complaints at all from the students. Landlord was so happy with that, he invited us back to take a look at the ground floor HMO that he's putting in place now, which is a further 5 properties. So to provide electricity for this setup, we've installed a 7 kilowatt flat roof PV system, ballast weighted down. What that means, and I've left these outside so you can see, is we weight each one of these panel arrays onto the roof so the wind won't take them off and blow them away. Further challenge we faced with this were the buildings surrounding the array. Now, we'll get shadowing on this at certain times of day, so under each one of these panels we've actually put an optimizer, and it does what it says on the tin. It optimizes the system to perform correctly should any of the panels be shadowed. So if we get 50% shading on this array, we'll still get 50% production from the rest of the array. A very smart system, I like it a lot. To run this system, we've added a 5 kilowatt inverter onto a 7 kilowatt array, Why do we do that? We oversize these arrays by about 50%. So in the summer, when we're getting the full direct sunlight onto this array, we're getting a bit of clipping, so a bit of overproduction. But in the winter, when we're getting a lot less sun, then we get overproduction from the array into the inverter, averaging about an 80% efficiency all year round, which is the perfect operation level for this inverter. Mated onto that, we've got a 6 kilowatt battery. This battery will be charged up throughout the day from the power on the panels, giving the students in the evening all the electricity they need, charging iPads, making cups of tea, etc. Then they use the battery all evening. Overnight, we'll recharge this battery utilizing a smart tariff. So in the morning when they wake up, again, they're working off full battery power, morning coffees, bits and pieces, whatever they're doing. When they're out for the day, again, solar PV system charging the battery, which is a perfect scenario for this system. Let's go and take a look inside and we'll see how we've got it set up. Okay, so we're back at our 5-bed student HMO just to check up on some progress. I know we've got Darren here. He's wiring up the inverter and battery on the roof. I think the plant room's been finished, which is good. Quite a lot of work going on here today, so you'll have to not to get in the way of the guys too much. Watch your step there. Come through the long corridor. So let's just check. Right, fabulous. We've got 2 infuse boards all wired up. Our isolators in, our gen meters in. That's great. Let's go and see Darren on the roof, see how far he's got. Right. Oh, yeah. Let's see how Darren's getting on here. So looking pretty good with progress. We got all the panels in yesterday, which was nice in the rain actually, but we got a bit of sun today, so that's good news. Darren, how are we getting on here?
Yes.
Got the inverter on the wall, got the battery I see.
Yes, all going well. Yeah, just connecting up the 240 isolator now.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the
DC isolators are in.
All the DC isolators are in and connected.
Yeah.
We're just waiting with Brad now. We're going to get the mains cable up from the plant room.
Right.
To connect this up, and yeah, we're
hopefully get it commissioned.
All commissioned, should be all done today then. Yeah.
Fabulous.
All
awesome.
good.
All right, thanks Darren.
Okay.
That's brilliant. Yeah,
No
great progress. Yeah. And here we have Brad. All good? Oh, good. Good stuff. Right, so just a reminder now that this system is a 7 kilowatts solar PV array with a 5 kilowatt battery, inverter, a 6 kilowatt battery feeding a 5-bedroom HMO. With the progress, great production we had from the first system we installed. We're really hoping for some great results from this system as well. And yeah, nice to see the sun is shining in Swansea for a change, so all good. Right, so we've just called back now for the final commissioning of our 7 kilowatt solar PV array on our student property. And what we were planning to do was film full commission and Tigo optimizer upload. Instead, what we've got is an issue with one of the strings. So, Darren, what have we come across?
Well, basically, string number 1, I'm doing the circuit voltage for the panels. String 1, perfect, 335 volts, which is what we'd expect for 9 panels.
Yeah.
But when I come to test string number 2, we got very erratic readings, jumping between sort of 200 volts down to 20, 30 volts. So we've got a problem on string 2 somewhere, which we're going to have to obviously investigate and sort out.
And to do that, our next step's going to be, I'm assuming, working back from that DC isolator, backwards into the system.
Through the panels, check all the connections, and obviously we'll come across then the problem somewhere along the lines.
Well, I mean, I think we're allowed a little bit of leeway on this because it's the first time we've installed these Tigo optimizers on a system of this size. So it could be an optimizer switching on and off. It could be something that we've done wrong ourselves, but not a problem. We'll work backwards through the system, and I'm sure we'll come across a problem. I think we'll call it a day for today, come back tomorrow, and take it from there.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Okay.
Good stuff.
We'll post another video to give you an update on how we get on. We'll also give you a solution of the problem we've come across to help everybody else out there should they come across this problem. If anyone else has come across this problem and they want to drop some comments, in, please do, whilst you're dropping comments in there, drop us a like and subscribe as well. That'd be great. Thanks. Right, so good news. Darren's just called me and he's managed to fix the problem on our 5-bed HMO. The one we looked at yesterday where the voltage was going up and down, quite erratic. And as always, it was quite a simple problem. It was a connector. So with these little MC4 connectors, which are the weatherproof connectors that click the panels together, the optimizers, etc. They can often look as though they're sat home, but unless you hear that little click, then they're not. So we test each panel when it goes in, and then we test the string, which is all the panels connected together, to make sure we've got constant voltage all the time, and then we do this step by step. So we then found the problem on the string, worked backwards, found the connector, and then we clicked that in place, and now the string's all up and running, system's all up and running well. So we're going to go and commission it and see it actually all producing and get a bit of charge in that battery as well. So we've come back now to our student property, and which Darren found the problem on earlier. It's all been sorted. We've registered the system on the Solax cloud. So if you come and take a look at this, you can see about 3 hours ago, we actually put it online. We let it run for a few hours just to see that we're getting correct generation. We've got no bugs in the system. We're currently producing around about 860 watts of power. We've measured each string separately, and we're getting 430 watts per string, so that's absolutely perfect. The house right now is pulling 535 watts. Guys are still working here using their power tools, etc. We're pulling nothing from the grid, and we're actually charging 304 watts to the battery, up to 38% already. So not only are we powering the house, we're charging the battery, which is an excellent result from this system within the first 3 hours. I really can't wait to see what this produces over the next 12 months. But this one's job done, up and running. And if you'd like to learn more about this style of flat roof install, then go to our website, allthewswisehive.co.uk. And if you could do me a huge favour, like and subscribe our videos. It really helps us to put more content like this online. Thanks a lot.